and welcome again to Legacy Taekwondo. I'm Master Susie Jong and this is Master Alexa Hodge.
Today we're going to be doing some review of our previous material as well as learn two new kicks, crescent kick and reverse crescent kick, as well as starting our new form, TEKULVE. Let's go join them.
Hello, today we're going to learn two different kicks, two brand new kicks that you've never seen before, crescent kick and reverse crescent kick. Starting off, we're going to learn a crescent kick, and it is done with the inside of the foot, striking with the inside of the foot. It has basically three applications. You can use it to disarm an opponent from a distance, strike an opponent at a close distance, or just use it for stretching. It's a great stretching technique. You ready? Bend your knee, strike with the inside of the foot, up and over, and down, moving forward. You got it? You want to see it again? One more time, a little bit higher. Moving in. Got it? Great. All right, everybody, let's go.
앞서기 헷!
하이!
안쪽이 하나,
하나,
둘,
둘,
셋,
셋,
넷.
넷.
When you're doing crescent kick, it's important to lean forward and to make sure that your foot does not come wider than your shoulders for your opponent to see.
요!
돌아 헷!
하이!
하나,
하나,
둘,
둘,
셋,
셋,
넷,
넷,
다섯,
다섯,
여섯,
여섯,
일곱,
여섯,
여덟,
여덟,
아홉,
아홉,
열.
열.
돌아 헷!
하이!
앞서기 헷!
하이!
안쪽이 crescent kick.
하나,
하나,
둘,
둘,
셋,
셋,
넷,
넷,
다섯,
다섯. Remember to
Yes,
snap
it.
across the face with the instep of your foot.
일곱,
일곱,
여덟,
여덟, higher.
아홉,
아홉,
열.
열. 돌아 헷! 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 하나, 하나, 둘, 둘, 셋, 셋, 넷, 넷, 다섯, 다섯, 여섯, 여섯, 일곱, 일곱, 여덟, 여덟, 아홉, 아홉, 열, 열. 돌아 헷! 헷!
Okay, the second kick we're going to learn today is a reverse crescent kick. Actually, it's the exact opposite of what we just did. Instead of striking with the inside of the foot, we're going to strike with the outside blade of the foot. It's also good for self-defense and against an opponent holding a weapon or something. Also for close distance fighting and once again for stretching. Knee bends, the knee comes up to the other side, striking with the blade of the foot. Just like that. One more time. A little bit higher. Understand? You got it? Good job. Let's go.
앞서기 헷!
하이!
바깥쪽이. When doing crescent and reverse crescent kick, it's important to keep your foot flexed so as not to hit with a limp foot. You might injure your ankle. 돌아 헷!
하이!
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. 돌아 헷!
하이!
앞뒤 헷! 헷! 반칙이 reverse crescent kick.
하나,
I was a basketball competitor, and I didn't do so well my senior year. Didn't do so well, but I ended up getting cut from the basketball team in high school. And this is a true story, still in my high tops. I went to the local Tub of Cream, and I sat down with a big bowl of mint chocolate chip ice cream and cried, and my high tops are still on my feet, and ate when I got cut from the team. Ate the whole thing, and then I looked across the way, and on the other side of the plaza was a Taekwondo school. And I walked in and signed up, and I've been doing it ever since. Actually, when I signed up for Taekwondo in Lynchburg, it was under Master Robert Fujimura, and he was a Japanese teaching Korean martial art, which was a little unorthodox, but kind of fun, and he's an amazing man. I learned so much, and I finally went off to college, and I graduated early. I went off to college, and I competed at state, and I competed at nationals, and I did really, really well for a couple of years. And then he actually moved to Cincinnati to be with Grandmaster Kyung Won An when Grandmaster An became president of the USTU at the time. And he was his assistant. So when he moved here, I went ahead and moved up here too. And I followed him up here. And he's since moved on to Colorado Springs and became the executive director of USTU. And now he's retired and has his own school back in Rochester, New York. And I stayed here. I've been teaching a long time, but the first thing I did was I started a club over at the Northern Kentucky University in 1998. I founded the Taekwondo club over there. They didn't have many clubs because NKU was just a growing school back then, and it didn't have a lot of clubs. And I wanted to do Taekwondo, and I had seen the Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. The Liberty University has a Taekwondo team, and I had competed with them, and Master Fujimura also ran that team. So I thought, well, I'll just follow in his footsteps and I'll start a club over at our university. And that was in August of 1998, and we're still there. I just really loved teaching. I taught classes at other schools and helped out. I'd helped out with the UC club. University of Cincinnati also has a Taekwondo club. I'd helped out with the UC club, and I'd helped out with some other area clubs, and I taught some classes for Grandmaster Kyung Won An. And I really enjoyed teaching. And then when I started my own club over there, and people came and they were actually asking me questions that I would be asking my masters, and I thought, I know the answer to these, and I know how to teach this. And I found out that I'm a surprisingly good teacher. It's a talent I have.
We're going to learn a new stance. So if you remember before, we had our front stance. This is a great stance for building up strength and flexibility and strengthening for kicking techniques, but it's not always practical. You're not often going to be walking down the street like this. So for our next form, we're going to learn a walking stance, which is typically what we do day to day. So if you were to envision just kind of walking normally, and then you were to stop at any moment, look down at your feet, that is your walking stance. It has about 1 foot distance between your feet. So let's go ahead and take a few steps back on the red line. And you remember last time we did some punches, we did some blocks. We're going to do those. So last time we did lower block, punch, these nice big front stances. We're going to do something similar just in walking stances. So lower block in a walking stance, step and punch in a walking stance, apsogi. Lower block, step punch. So lower block, step punch. Right? Everybody stepping out with your left foot into a left lower block. Hip. Hip. And stepping forward to a punch. So by the count, we're going to do block and then punch. Ready? Hana.
Hana.
And punch. All together. Yep. Do. And punch. So block and punch on the count. Set. Net. Dasa. Torah. So now stepping out with your right foot into a right lower block. Stepping into a left punch. Up. By the count. Hana. 2. Sit. You guys look really good. So one thing with the walking stances is you don't want to let your feet get too wide. It's just as if you're walking. So you guys are looking really good. That's going to concentrate your energy straight forward. Net. Dasu. And Tora. Okay, so that's our lower block and our punch in a walking stance. Last time we also did a middle block and a punch in front stance. We're going to do this in walking stance, but we're going to learn to do the other hand. So this time we're going to do a cross block, going across the body. The foot that's in back, that hand is going to do our block. And step, and then punch. And punching with the hand that's in back has extra power. So stepping out with your left foot, you're going to block with your right hand, and then stepping forward, punch with your left hand. Stepping out with left foot, block with right hand, punch with left hand. Right, so by the count, block and punch. Ready, hana! 2. One thing you want to think about with the middle blocks is you want them to be guarding your body. So you don't want these to get too high. These are blocking those shots to your shoulder plexus. Sit! Net! Dasu! Tora! So now we're stepping out with our right foot. Middle block with our left hand. We'll step and punch with our right hand. Let's go ahead and block with your left hand, with your right foot in front, and step and punch. By the count, ready, hana! 2. Sit. Net. Dasu. Tora. Good job. Looking good. Our next block, we're going to go back to normal this time. We're going to do an upper block. This one might be a new one for you. This is if an attack is coming to my face. It's coming from above. So it's going across my body and up. You're going to have kind of this pinky thumbs distance above your forehead, angled. You don't want this flat because it's weak. Like the more you're just going straight up, you don't have strength. So you're pushing outward at an angle to get extra power when you do this block. Right? So if there's a strike coming at your head, you're deflecting it out that direction. So stepping forward with your left foot, you're going to do that block. My stance is a little bit long for a walking stance, so I'm going to move that back a little bit. Step and punch, block, and punch. All in our opposite view walking stances. Stepping out with your left foot. Yep. And punch. Good. I count. Hana. 2. Set. Net. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you should see this going blocking your whole face. You don't want to be too close to your head. Dasu. And Tora. And the other side, stepping out with your right foot into your walking stance, upper block. And bring your right foot upper block. Good. Step punch. Hana. 2. Sit. Net. Dasu. And borrow. That's it. Yay.
Hello again. I'm Alisha, your fun-loving registered dietitian, back to talk more about nutrition. Today's topic is carbohydrates. Oh, I know it's a very confusing and controversial topic. We got high carbs, low carbs, no carbs. So what are we to do? Well, I encourage you to just step back, take a breather, because I know carbs are very, very important for you. So what do they actually do for us? So they are actually our main source of energy. They're very easily obtained, especially right after we eat. So they are in our bloodstream. They're easy to use for energy right away. They're also where many of our vitamins and minerals are stored, and our body is dependent on vitamins and minerals for us to function optimally. Also too, we actually store a little extra carbohydrate in our muscles and our liver, so when we run out of blood sugar in our bloodstream, we can access just a little bit afterwards to help power us through. But the thing is with carbohydrates, if you have too much in your bloodstream and all those stores are filled up, our body is actually very smart and can turn them into stored fat. So be very cautious about how many carbs you are actually taking in on a daily basis. So if you tuned into my nutrition facts label reading, there are many different subtitles under sugar. One of those is actually called added sugar. And when you look in your ingredient label, you will find many different names for sugar. There are actually over 50 names for sugar. So we have fructose, we have sucrose, glucose, dextrose, we have syrup, honey, juice concentrates, agave, and the list goes on and on. So be very conscious of what you are actually putting into your system. We also have fiber. So what the heck does fiber do? Fiber actually helps in keeping us full. So it helps lessen that roller coaster of high energy, then low energy drop after we eat a higher carbohydrate meal. So it helps keep us fuller longer. It also eases digestion. It makes elimination a lot easier. But when you take in a lot of fiber, you actually do need to be drinking plenty of water to help the fiber get through your system. Ideally, I would love for you guys to be aiming for roughly 20 grams or more of fiber a day. So where do you get your fiber? What are carbs? Well, here we go. We have fruits, vegetables, all of these wonderful things from Mother Nature. Get lots and lots of these rainbow foods on your diet, on your plate, in your diet every single day. And then also too, we have whole grains. So we have rice, we have oats, and then also too, I can't forget about beans, lentils, and then the fantastic quinoa. So please take in a wide variety of colorful foods in your diet every day from carbohydrates. And again, the more we know, the more we can do better. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Okay, so in our first form, Kicho Ilbu, we learned those front stances. We've now learned Opsogi, walking stances. So to begin understanding the next form, Tae Kwon Do, we're going to combine those two stances. They're both used in this form. So we're going to go through the first half of the form, which includes a lower block stage and a middle block stage, just like the drills that we had done. Now the opening for Tae Kwon Do is just like our opening for Kicho Ilbu, basic form 1 that we did last time. The difference is that it's walking stances, Opsogi, instead of front stances. So, from our Junbi position, if you remember Kicho Ilbu as front stance, instead, we're just going to take a step like a walking stance. So just our basic walking stance, and we're going to do the exact same motions. Lower block punch, lower block punch. Okay. Let's just see that far. Everybody stay together. Going this way, lower block punch. And then going the other direction, lower block punch. All in walking stances, very, very practical. So, excellent job. So this is where we're going to get a front stance. So going toward the mirrors, the front of the room here, stepping into a front stance, lower block, and then with no step, you're going to do a punch. So, lower block, punch. Going this way, lower block punch. All right, very good. Let's go back to Junbi and let's see if we can get that far. So, this direction, walking stances, lower block punch. The other way, lower block punch. And then toward me, front stance, lower block punch with no step. Perfect, excellent job. So from this position, we're going to do our middle block. And it's going to be a cross middle block like we did our drill earlier. So you're going to take your left hand, make a muscle with it, bringing your right foot up, and middle block this direction. Right. So, this type of motion. Right. One more time. Okay. This is probably the trickiest part of this, because I'm facing this way, I'm going to face that way. I'm blocking with my left hand, but my right foot's going this direction. All right, so everybody do that block with me. Ready? Hit. Perfect. Excellent job. Step punch. Now making a muscle with my right hand, I'm going to take my left foot, go behind me, and block. Hit. And step punch. Perfect. And then we're going to finish up just like we were doing before, stepping into our front stance now. Front stance, lower block to the front. And then no step, punch. All right. So back to Junbi. So we're seeing a lower block stage, and then kind of a, whenever you're going this direction or this direction, you're doing walking stance. And then when you face the front of the room, you're doing a front stance. So we've done a lower block stage, then that intermission with the front stance punch, and then we did a middle block. So like a series of middle blocks with punches, and then back to the intermission going to the front with the lower block punch and a front stance. All right, so let's do this really slow together. We're gonna see if we can put this whole part together. So Junbi, lower block, punch, lower block, punch. And then to the front of the room, we're going to do our front stance. And no step, do a punch. Cross body punch. Making a muscle with my left hand. Bringing my right foot over, middle block. Perfect. Excellent job. Step punch. Making a muscle with my right hand. Turning, middle block. And punch. Toward the front of the room. Lower block and punch. All right, back to Junbi. So that's halfway through this form. I think you guys got it. Let's see if we can get that far. Give it home too. Junbi. Go at a slow pace. Stay together. Sijak. Perfect. You now know half of this form. That is excellent. Borrow. Right? Yay. Excellent job.